Hello, and welcome to the Love Me a Vita podcast. I'm Gerianne DiPiano, CEO of FemPharma. Thank you for joining me as we discuss all things women's health and wellness. Please note that this information is simply that. It's information to help you to think through your decisions. Please consult your medical practitioner to discuss your personal situation. Thank you. So it's the 100th episode of the Love Me a Vita podcast, and it's hard to imagine that we are here, but we are. And I've had so much fun with all of my guests, starting with Dr. Deborah Saltman, who was my first co-host. Dr. Saltman was our medical director at FemPharma. So I want to thank Deborah for co-hosting this with me at the very beginning. And then moving on to Dr. Katherine Sherif, who has been a regular guest and co-host for me, Dr. Juliana Hauser, Dr. Maria Sophocles, Dr. Shawana Moore. There's so many guests that I've had such pleasure in interviewing and working with on the Love Me a Vita podcast. So for those of you that I haven't mentioned, just know that I am eternally grateful to you for your contributions to the 100 episodes of the Love Me a Vita podcast. We've covered everything from the A to Z in women's healthcare and more. We've interviewed women who are inspiring nonconformity. They win because they want to step outside their comfort zone and do something that is eminently more progressive and interesting, but at the end of the day, brings great value to women. And so for those women who are continuing to inspire nonconformity, bravo. I applaud you for the great work that you're doing. Most of you have become my friends, and most of you know that you can always count on my support, because I do believe that we need to do a better job of lifting women up. Women do empower other women. And that has been part of the FemPharma mantra. It's the reason that we started FemPharma many years ago, over 2 decades ago, because we wanted women to feel stronger together. And they can only feel stronger together if they are healthy. And part of that health equation is by empowering them with knowledge. And so, as part of our mission at FemPharma, we believe that the Love Me a Vita podcast, with our great guests, provides knowledge that you may not find in a textbook. You may not find this on another podcast. All of our guests are highly qualified to speak about the topics that they speak about, which adds great value, both for me and hopefully for you. And then we also believe that our content on our blogs does something similar. So once again, we believe as part of our mission, it is our promise to you to share great content. So as we share this 100th episode, which is probably the most abbreviated episode, we hope that you will celebrate with us and celebrate with all of the wonderful guests that we've had, all of the great co-hosts, and thanking them and applauding them for being willing to provide you, our listeners, with information that we hope brings you great value to your health and Love Me a Vita. This is Gerianne DiPiano, your host with the Love Me a Vita podcast. Thank you, and thank you for listening. So, Katherine, I'm so excited that this is podcast number 100. I can't believe it. I feel so old. Actually, I feel really good about that. And you and I have co-hosted so many of these podcasts that it's hard to imagine that you could select one that you loved. But is there one that really stands out to you that you believe is your favorite?
Yeah, I think my favorite was the one about food as medicine, because we can all relate to it. We eat food every day, 7 days a week, and to look at it through a different lens was exciting, which is, for example, eating fiber, say 25 grams a day for women could change your life. All that fiber that feeds the good bacteria, changes your metabolism, your mood, your immune system. And we got lots of great feedback on that. And I think it really resonates with people.
It's natural wisdom too, as we think about this, and we've spoken about this a number of times throughout the various podcasts that you and I have co-hosted. We have to get back to our roots too. We have to remember that if you grew up on a Mediterranean diet, it was really still is one of the healthiest diets. So I love that podcast too. It's going to be really hard for me at the end of this to share with our audience what my favorite podcast is, but you are all my favorites. So, but you in particular have been one of the best co-hosts I could ever imagine. So I want to thank you, and thank you for sharing your wisdom, and especially for everything that you have done to contribute to the 100 podcasts that we have done with Love Mia Vita. Thanks, Katherine.
Oh, thank you, Gerie. It's an honor.
So, Alison, it's the 100th episode of the Love Mia Vita podcast. I can't believe we've been doing this for years. And here we are at episode 100, and you have been my frequent guest and co-host. I'm so excited to ask the question. What was your favorite episode?
Wow, Gerie, congratulations. That's fantastic. 100 episodes. Yes, that's a difficult one because I've loved them all. But one in particular that stood out to me was when we spoke about skin and makeup. It was skin and makeup tips for women over 40. And it was just such a wonderful podcast. And for me, it wasn't just about the skin and the makeup. It was really about our identity as we age as women. We weren't just talking about serums and eyeshadow. We were really talking about how we age as women, and by using skincare and makeup, that can really enhance the way we look as we age. Because during perimenopause and menopause, there's a lot that happens in a woman's body, and we really spoke about how we can start to feel invisible as women as we age, and not just for other people, in front of other people, but also for ourselves. We feel that we kind of just disappear. And what we did in this episode is we really spoke about how to use skincare and how to use makeup, not as a mask, so not as something, to mask your skin, but to really connect or reconnect with the woman that you are now, to enhance your natural beauty. We spoke about how the skin changes, and also, of course, about nutrition and how that affects the skin. But really talking about beauty with self-compassion, not pressure, because we live in a very ages of society, don't we? There's such pressure on women to look young all the time. But the aging process is a natural process, and we're still fantastic and we still look beautiful. It's just using makeup and skincare in maybe a different way that you did when you were younger. That episode was a real reminder that beauty doesn't end with age. It tends to evolve as we age, because, as we said, all women, we deserve to be seen and radiant in every stage of life.
I love that podcast, and it reminded me of looking at, again, I'll go back to my grandmothers who were beautiful even in their 90s. They lived long lives. They didn't use Botox. They, didn't do anything to change the fact that they had wrinkles. And the one thing that one of my grandmothers said was that she earned every one of her wrinkles because she loved to smile. So that is the thing that I remember most about that podcast. Yes, you earned those wrinkles, and you want to take care of that beautiful skin and remind yourself that you earned every one of those, whether it's your frown lines or your smile, you earned every one of them, and you should embrace it.
Yeah, I love that.
Well, thank you, Alison. We will continue the celebration and more podcasts to come. And I pray and hope that you will continue to be our guest on the Love Me Avita podcast.
Oh, thank you, Gerie. I'd love to be. Thank you so much.
Be well. Hi, Nicole Swiner. What was your favorite podcast recording with me? We have approached our 100th podcast. Can't believe it. Can you, Nicole?
Congratulations.
Thanks. Thanks. And you have been a great guest. I know you've been on a bunch of different times. So is there one that stands out to you?
I always, sleep is a big deal to me. So I love the sleep talk that we had. It's always a reminder of how much I need to focus on getting good sleep myself. And I think focusing on sleep for everyone is a big deal because then it can relate to almost any and all of the chronic, illnesses and diseases and conditions that we talk about. If you're getting bad sleep, a lot of things are going to be bad. So fixing your sleep, your quality and your quantity is always an important conversation. And I enjoyed that one that we had.
I also enjoyed that one a lot. And as somebody that did not prioritize sleep, I know that it really did resonate with me because when I did start focusing more on it and setting my boundaries after our podcast, I found that I was actually getting better sleep.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
Set up those boundaries. Sorry, not answering the phone. If it's an emergency, yes, then you can find different ways to reach me.
That's right.
By the way, call your father.
That's right. That's right. Call another number.
Call your dad. Anyway, it's always a pleasure. Thank you so much, Nicole.
Thank you. Congratulations again.
Thanks. Thank you. Be well. Thank you for joining us on the Love Me Avita podcast. Love Me Avita means love my life, and that is a mantra we should all live by. Please like and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, and check out our website at fempharma.com. Remember to live well and love Me Avita.